Good evening, and welcome to the North Smithfield 2018 inauguration. My name is Bill Nangle, and I will be your Master of Ceremony for tonight's event. Before we begin, I want a great round of applause for our high school band. And my band director, Mr. Wolf. And a special round of applause for our police and fire department, the color guards. And our bagpiper, William Calvin. This time, would everyone remain standing as sophomore Eva Carnevale will sing our national anthem.
Have one, two, three, check, four.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' record, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. Always impressed with the talent of our students in this community. It's what makes a great small community even better. Thank you again, Eva. Everyone, please be seated. This microphone is always for people under 6 feet. I'm going to take it out of its holder. I've been trying to keep track of some of the folks who came in tonight. If I miss anybody, I'll apologize. But a few dignitaries and past dignitaries that I'd like to recognize at this point. I believe Senator Stephen Ashenbo, who's also our assistant solicitor. Believe you're here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Previous town administrator, Pauline Hamilton. Principal of the high school, Mr. McGee, running the soundboard tonight. Our superintendent of schools, please stand up and give us a big wave. Previous town council member, Tommy McGee. Our long-standing and awesome town clerk, Deb Todd. We also have our illustrious schools, what's your title? The lady who does everything, Sherry McGee. Again, if I missed anybody, I do apologize. Those being sworn into office this evening are our neighbors, our friends, acquaintances, and fellow town residents. We have newly elected and re-elected officials who span almost 3 generations, and who tonight will take a pledge to serve our town willingly and with the highest ethics possible. Their spouses are also here tonight, and they deserve to be recognized for their willingness to support our newly elected officials in spite of the time it takes away from their family. It takes a great deal of courage to run for office, particularly in today's social media environment. It also takes generosity of spirit and a willingness to focus on what is best for the community rather than just oneself. We are very fortunate to have this group of people ready to be sworn and serve our community. I personally would like to thank each one of them. Thank you all. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, an officiating officer, and former town administrator, Elizabeth Pharisee, better known as Beth. Beth Pharisee is well known in North Smithfield as an individual who over a 30-year period has given countless hours to public service, including 2 years as North Smithfield's town administrator. Her dedication to our town and her willingness to make North Smithfield a better place is known to many. Her accomplishments have been great, and her service is very much appreciated. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Elizabeth Beth Pharisee.
I'm glad I'm not 6 feet. First of all, thank you, Mr. Nagel, for the kind introduction. There were many other things that I sent over to you, but I'm glad you shortened it to that. What he didn't mention is that after leaving the town of North Smithfield, I went on to the town of West Bridgewater for 23 years as their administrator. So I stayed in town administration for many years. Now I'm enjoying retirement as much as that is. I think if any of you out there are retired, you know that you wonder how you got everything done while you were working, including all the other projects that you also managed to take on. Honorable Town Administrator, Honorable Town Council members, School Committee members, Madam Town Clerk, Mr. School Superintendent, Department Heads, Town officials, families, and friends of North Smithfield. When Gary called me this week, he said, we'd like you to just say a few words and swear everybody in. Then I get the brochure, and it says, I'm the head speaker. I'm like, wait, that's not the same as give a few words. But anyway, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here as we begin another term of our own town government. It's been 29 years since I was standing before you all on this same stage, if you can believe that. Time sure flies when you're having fun. And it's an exciting time for us all to serve, you elected members especially, as you continue projects begun by prior administrations, councils, and committees, and contemplating new directions to lead this wonderful town of ours. Congratulations to all of you who sought and won a position in town government, and welcome to your new public life. We begin this new term with the hope and desire to move our town forward in a very positive way, a way that supports the needs of the community while also fulfilling the goals of all of us who elected all of you here tonight to be our leaders, our consensus builders, our facilitators, our visionaries, and yes, even our negotiators. But they can't, they won't, and they shouldn't do it alone. They need support from all of us as their volunteers to provide them with information, ideas, projections, arguments, yes, even pro and con. But most especially, they need volunteers to provide the legwork that will allow them to see their votes actually put into action. They also need volunteers to serve on a myriad of town boards and commissions that have been established by our town charter and by the town council. As the town administrator wrote in your programs today, for good government to prevail, good people have to step forward to help. And when you do step forward to help, you do become an owner of a project, and it becomes a part of who you are. This builds pride not only in yourself, but in the group you are working with and the community you are working in. By way of example, As many of you know, back in 1970, a group of good community volunteers saw a need to preserve the heritage of our community. The town was beginning to plan for its centennial, just as we're beginning to make plans for our, I believe it's called the Sesame Centennial, 150 years of being the town of North Smithfield. But back then in 1970, there was no group that was already assembled to guide this project forward. And thus was born the North Smithfield Heritage Association, whose mission was and still is to preserve the heritage of our community in so many ways that, to quote our mission statement, would take you here another 10 minutes. But ever evolving, one of the things our North Smithfield Heritage Association has done is now added on to its many tasks of acquiring historic artifacts, acquiring buildings, cataloging any of our records that we've got that came from the town. We have expanded to include overseeing the some 60-plus historic cemeteries in town. Volunteers have stepped up to help preserve these cemeteries in the way they were meant to be preserved. And we also thank the Town Highway Department for their work in helping to clear up those things. As you may have seen, Richard Keene, former fire chief here in town, has taken it on as a personal mission to gather a group of people, many of whom are sitting here tonight, to go out and clean up these various cemeteries. Our present membership in the North Smithfield Heritage Association, of which I count myself and my husband as members for the past 30 years, is to be able to provide all these services to the public at large that we have in our buildings that we oversee. But when the group was first formed in 1970, it had no headquarters, it had no money, it had no artificial artifacts, and very few members. Over the years, we have acquired a headquarters building. With the approval of the town, we began leasing the 1877 Forest Hill Schoolhouse after the last class graduated from there in 1974. Maintaining it with the aid of countless members, ours, and volunteers from groups such as the local Kiwanis and the Boy Scouts. Again, volunteers being the key to making projects work in this town and making organizations succeed. Some of the artifacts that we have that bring special truth to me, and probably something you don't know that we have, would be the set of weights used by the town's sealer of weights and measures. They are stored in a wooden glass-fronted cabin. It's 6 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 7 feet tall. A little taller than Mr. Nagel over here. The cabinet and its weights have been given to the town of Barberville in the late 1800s, and it was acquired by our town in 1927. I don't know if you've ever seen these things. I don't know how they carried them from place to place to make sure all the weights were accurate. I do believe now they have digital equipment that does the job for you. Thank goodness. We also have, if any of you are familiar with the Door Rebellion, the 1842 Door Rebellion flag, which is certainly something that not too many other people have, but then again, I suspect that not too many people really know much about the Door Rebellion in Rhode Island. But my favorite piece that's over there is a 36-inch length of wooden pipe. It's about 8 inches in diameter, constructed of wooden slats held together by 1-inch steel bands, and it was unearthed on April 2nd, 1979, when the town was installing a new sewer line near the entrance to Glasscraft. It dates back to 1875, when it was used to deliver water to the homes in that area. But in addition to leasing the former schoolhouse, now that we had a headquarters, we also now own a historic building in town, the old Union Grange, which started life out as an Episcopal church in 1897. Again, with the help of good volunteers and grants, we expanded the building, refurbished it, and offered it to many groups and individuals for parties, weddings, community meetings, etc. 2 years ago, our group, the North Smithfield Heritage Association, decided it was time to approach the town with a plan to begin the arduous task of restoring, not just maintaining, the Little Red Schoolhouse. It had already served 139 years, and it was time for a complete building revamp. With the support of the then administrator and the then town council, we were able to apply for and receive a grant to put together a master plan to give us guidance on what to do with this building to make it more user-friendly for the public, and so that the townspeople could enjoy it for another 100 years. We came up with a grant, and we did put together a 400-page document, which has been guiding us now as we go forward. For the past 2 years, we've again been aided by the town council and the administrator. Thank everybody very much for their support of this. And also a fundraising campaign that was supported by residents and businesses in town. We parlayed that plan, those funds that we've collected from the town, and we have now been able to match that with 3 major grants. What I'm happy to announce is that we just learned this week is that we got a $77,400 grant from the Champlin Foundation, and together with a $48,000 grant from the Rhode Island Historical Preservation Commission and a $15,000 grant from the 1772 Foundation, we will have more than $140,000 of non-town funds to begin working on the exterior. None of this was done by paying anyone to put these grants together, by paying people to put the documentation together. It was all done by a handful of our volunteers getting the stuff together to submit it to the various boards for them to consider whether or not we had a valid project. Hopefully, in the spring, you will begin to see re-roofing, re-siding, new window treatments going up, the beautiful carvings that you see hanging off the roof will all be redone. I believe it's going to take us probably a good year to get it all done, but with these funds, we will be able to begin bringing back the spirit of that building. And then within another 2 or 3 years after that, it is a long-range plan. We will then commence working on the inside. Again, good volunteers and community spirit and community support have allowed us to do much with a few. That is how good government can work with good people when they step up to help, each doing his part to create a better whole. I wish for similar success to this year's town administrator, town councilors, and school committee members as they go forward tonight and for the next 2 years with a solid group of good people who are stepping up to help them. And now, it's time to get our elected officials working for us and with us for a great North Smithfield. We are your volunteers and you are our leaders. Thank you and good night.
Okay, at this time, Administrator Rozovsky will be sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear, raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto this state and support the laws and Constitution thereof and the Constitution of the United States, and that you will well and truly execute the office for the term for which you have been elected or appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be